All right, it's Rick, and we're on the road with Ice Castle again. We're in our second dealer spotlight, and we're in a brand new spot. Well, relatively new. We're with Dean and Nate from Outdoorica, one of the new Ice Castle dealers. Excited to be here, and I gotta say, guys, I'm pleasantly surprised. First time I've been inside, walked in the door, and obviously you have a lot of Ice Castles, but you have a lot of other things here too. Tell me a little bit about Outdoorica, Dean.
Well, Outdoorica, we are trying to offer anybody that really has a passion for the outdoors, whether you are a hunter or you're a fisherman or you're a construction guy or a farmer or just you like to bike down the trail. So we have Ice Castle, that's our premier flagship brand. We've got Segway Power Sports, we've got e-bikes, so we've got Segway e-bikes and we've got Aventon e-bikes. We have prime skid loader attachments, and we're working on lawnmowers. And we have hunting blinds. We have a wide variety of hunting blinds, anything from Amish to varied manufacturers like Orion.
But you have a beautiful store here. Tell me a little bit about the history of how you got the building, how you got started, and just a little bit more about what Outdoorica is all about.
We've moved into this building a little over 2 years ago, and when we moved here, there was a lot of extra space. And we only needed a small portion of the space for our other business. And as we were looking at options, what to do with the space, talking to tenants, Nate and one of my other sales managers and the other owner, they all like their outdoors. They like skid loader attachments, and they like ice fishing, and they like deer hunting. So we said, well, we're right on I-94. We get 45,000 cars that drive by here every day. We should really just do our own thing. And then we started talking to the community and talking to employees and talking to our avid outdoorsmen, and they said, well, how about this? And we started with deer hunting blinds. Drove by the Amish up by Long Prairie, and all of a sudden came home with a bunch of deer blinds. And then right after deer blinds, we started talking to Ice Castle, and now here we are. We're a full-fledged retail store, and we're growing a little bit every day.
So Nate, tell me a little bit about sales of Ice Castles. I know I talked to Shannon yesterday when I stopped in here. Talk to Shannon a little bit about the fact you have plans for the back room. You're going to do a service Ice Castles and other things as well.
Service Ice Castles, the e-bikes, anything really that comes through the door. We'll probably take a look or offer some kind of service to help fix with the customers. Yeah, and Ice Castle's been great here with the last couple months. Sales have been pretty good. A lot of custom ones I've done with a lot of great customers, so that's always enjoyable. So yeah, it's been pretty fun actually.
What are your customers saying about Ice Castle? What are some of the things you're hearing, Nate? Some of the things that people want in their Ice Castles, things like that.
Definitely a lot of customers asking about bunks, slide outs. That's a big thing. I think a lot of people like the bigger ones. Some people are still a little sketchy because of the weight, but technically it's not bad.
And one thing yesterday, Shannon, I introduced myself, and Nate and Shannon and Dean, you weren't here, but Nate and Shannon took me around in one of those Segways. Those are bad, you know what? They're nice. I was impressed actually. Yeah. You have plans here at your location to have a little track out there that you can test drive, which is kind of cool because people can try before they buy. And maybe you can hook an Ice Castle and go through the route in there.
We've been pulling Ice Castles through the parade on various units, but yeah, we are going to have an outdoor test track facility where I would suppose if we want to try on the ice, there's a center ice area that'll have some water. We could test out some Ice Castles right on the live ice right next door.
Well, and I know Shannon mentioned a couple of things which I think are really cool. One is you have a great service department, and that's one of the things you really want to pride yourself in. And I think that's consistent amongst a lot of the dealers. The service, they want to provide good service after the sale. The other thing that we talked about is your mascot. How are you not gonna? He's a little. What happened?
He's taking a nap.
Can you get Doug? Can you get Doug up?
Yeah, Doug had lunchtime. Yeah, this is Discount Doug. He only says we can give good deals around here.
Well, he's a great dog, and I guess you were telling a bunch of stories about how he just showed up here one day, and he's now your mascot.
Yeah, life sort of throws these curveballs. I would have never imagined, because I had a golden retriever that was sick that I had to put down. That was our office dog as well, so I was still in heartbreak mode. And then Doug showed up 2 weeks later, and I didn't expect Doug to be here, and now Doug is part of the family. Same thing with Ice Castle. We didn't really have Ice Castle on the radar because honestly, we didn't think we could get Ice Castle. We thought, well, they're only going to give it to a more of an established store, but Ice Castle came our direction, and we've been blessed.
Well, and you have great marketing. I love your marketing. You're doing a good job. Your signage, love your logo, love your name, and you're in a good location right off of 94 in Albany, Minnesota. And what are your what would you say your goals are for the next year to 5 years? What would you like to see here in the store?
Well, right now we're continuing to add new lines. Like Nate mentioned, we are bringing on some lawnmower lines. We're bringing another UTV line here shortly. A lot of things that'll complement this type of space. But obviously, like I said, our core flagship line is the Ice Castle. So the goal is we want to keep growing our Ice Castle business. We want to keep getting our name out in the community. We've got a lot of big things in store, like we recently just announced, or not even recently, but we now have the free live scope. So if you order an Ice Castle and you purchase an Ice Castle through us, we give you a free live scope, or there's about 4 other products that you can get for free as part of the deal. But yeah, we want to keep growing the business. We're actually expanding our hours this week. So we're going to start staying open until 6:30 p.m. and then we'll start being open on Saturdays here in the next week as well. So we just keep adding. The goal is to turn this into a profitable long-term business that can help support the community and be a good name for Ice Castle.
Well, there's a little bit about Outdoorica. If you want to know more, obviously our goal here with Ice Castle is we want to get to all the dealers, do a little story on all the dealers. So I don't know who we have planned next, but we're going to get around to everyone, and I think it's kind of our way to just say, hey, here are the dealers. We have a lot of good dealers. You find the dealer that you feel comfortable with, and or more than one dealer if you want to knock on some doors. And Outdoorica is definitely one that I think has got some things going on, and it's great visiting with you guys. Look forward to seeing more of you, and thanks for taking time out of your busy day to go on the road with Ice Castle.
Yeah, thank you. This has been awesome.
We'll see you next time with On the Road with Ice Castle.